Ingram-Dawkins, Georgia, our 5th-round pick. Very excited about this player collectively. 6'5", 280, can run, is only 21 years old, coming from really a defensive line factory at University of Georgia. Talented, really on kind of the uptick in terms of overall performance, but demonstrated, high-level talent and high-level skills at different points in the game at all different spots. So the versatility piece with him is really a key factor in all this. And his age, we brought him in a top 30, really liked the person as well as the player. So just Coach Flores' scheme, what he can do with him, and the multiple spots he can align at with his length, athleticism, flexion, and his motor. I think there's a high upside here, especially within Coach Flores' scheme.
Go ahead, Lindsay.
Hi, Ryan. I know that he kind of impressed at the Senior Bowl this year. Just wondering if there was anything specifically about his performance during the week or in the game that, especially stood out to you guys or kind of confirmed what you had been looking at.
Kind of like a lot of these prospects, it kind of just tied a bow on it from the senior tape. But he is playing against the best of the best in the SEC, and then you have even a tighter group at the Senior Bowl of collective talent. And really, he had a really nice week, but he finished it off with a really nice game. And you really kind of could see his ability to run, his ability to finish plays. He's chasing guys down to the perimeter. So he's very active, he's competitive. And we just really like that he can not only run, but he can bend, he can play multiple spots, because it's not about just the athlete, but he has some heavy hands, comes off the ball with a flat back, understands leverage, has instincts. So it's going to be interesting to see his role develop, and because I think he can win from multiple spots in our defense.
Yeah, along those lines, Ryan, can you just kind of elaborate on the connection between those skills you were talking about and how that fits into what Flo's trying to do?
Well, one, you have to be able to play the run and for Flo, but he's going to utilize and adapt to a player's best traits. The body type itself isn't always easy to come by, because he can utilize that length not only on the edge, and he does have speed off the edge for a guy that's 280 pounds, but then you bring him inside, and it's hard a lot of times for, really kind of the bulk of the guards in the NFL to athletically match what he can do athletically as a rusher. So then you have to deal with not only his length, but his bend, his upfield speed, his ability to counter, and then he plays with some power and some punch in his hand. So we think he could be a handful inside, and then running games and twists. That's a whole nother component that Flo could utilize him with, and get the best out of him. But again, we feel like he's above the line in a lot of the areas that are a requirement just at one spot, but we feel like at multiple spots, he has enough in his body right now to be able to play at an above the line type level for whatever Flo's asking him to do on early downs or on late downs.
Yeah, hey Ryan. Just what did you guys think in terms of the evaluation of Sam Howell and what propelled you guys to make that decision?
Well, we look at, every year we do a deep dive on all the quarterbacks. We have a former quarterback, NFL quarterback, and Coach O'Connell. He's, leads on that front. But it's nice to, Sam's 24 years old. He's a 17-game starter in this league. It's an opportunity that's not usually easy to come by when you have that type of youth, that type of experience already. And then we see what, Coach O'Connell can do with quarterbacks. So it's exciting. I'm sure he will address that later today and give you guys a really detailed response on all of it. But it was a really unique opportunity, and I'm glad we did it.
Hey Ryan, just with Ingram-Dawkins, what kind of challenge is it for someone like him who doesn't have huge numbers of snaps in college? It seems like This year he got a lot more work, but previously there's not as big of a sample. So what did you kind of lean on when you don't have as much tape with a player like him?
Well, the one piece of that I'll speak to is that, you look at the team that won the Super Bowl last year, their defense is basically Georgia. They've had a plethora of talent there, and he's had to, push to a point to where he got snaps on the field and got some burn. So a lot of times, at a program like that, sometimes you don't play till your last year, especially at a place like Georgia. So in terms of what we needed to see more of, I feel like there was enough in really every area. And then you had the Senior Bowl piece. But coaches will always say, if you can do it once, you should be able to do it again. And he did it. He did the things that we were looking for multiple times, whether it be counter on the rush, whether it be rushing off the tackle, rushing inside, and countering from both spots, get off, being able to set edges, tearing off blocks and making splash plays. Like, there was enough evidence to think that he can do those things in the NFL. And, Coach Flores is somebody that, you're going to have to earn it, and you're going to have to earn trust. So he's going to have to see it time and again to have that kind of trust, because we got a pretty deep room. But it's a good problem to have, because we have a nice, young, long, athletic, and strong player that we feel his best football is ahead of him. So I think it's going to be a real good thing for him. It's going to be like Georgia all over again, but in a higher level of playing field.
Just to follow up on that, just how do you view that competition with some of the younger players and what they can learn from the veterans like Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen that you were able to bring in?
Just their level of impact, and just being able to wreck plays. Those guys, both of them, have been game wreckers at different points in their career and at different times. And I think it kind of goes for every position group. And like when we talk to these players on the top 30, I saw it myself as a young player. Like, you just want to be around people that do it the right way, kind of pay attention to them. What's their process? Now you don't have school anymore. You don't have to worry about class. This is your job. So you pour into the time you're in the building, and then after or before the day starts. And just being around those type of vets to kind of just develop a routine, I think, is so critical for these young players coming in, because, you stop and smell the roses for a second. Some guy off the practice squad that's hungry is going to end up beating you out, because really that's, the accountability factor and the way that, we operate is, you have to be doing your job and doing it on a consistent basis to earn playing time.